Hello everyone, my name is Aastha. I welcome you all to our classes for International English Olympiad for class 8th. Today is our 5th class in the series and we will be doing a very interesting, very useful, very practical topic of idioms and proverbs. We will be discussing many proverbs and idioms which you can very well use them in your conversations. They will add on to your vocabulary and your language a lot. So watch this class carefully. It's going to be very interesting. Just let's just get started.
तो सबसे पहले हम प्रोवर्ब्स के बारे में समझेंगे, एक इंट्रोडक्शन लेंगे कि आज हम क्या करने वाले हैं, किस तरीके से हमें हेल्प होगी। उसके बाद हम प्रोवर्ब्स समझेंगे कि प्रोवर्ब्स एग्जैक्टली क्या होते हैं एंड फिर हम प्रोवर्ब्स की एग्जांपल्स करेंगे, वेरियस एग्जांपल्स जो आपको नए नए प्रोवर्ब्स भी सीखने को मिलेंगे। एंड दिस शैल बी फॉलोड बाय आवर क्विज, आवर क्वेश्चंस जो IEO के पैटर्न पर हैं। these questions, इन क्वेश्चंस को हम सॉल्व करेंगे वन बाय वन विद अ टाइमर ऑफ 1 minute. All right, let's start. So first of all, we will start with the meaning of proverbs. Now, what exactly are proverbs? Let's read the meaning. Now here, the definition says, proverb is what? It is a short saying that is widely used to express an obvious truth. Okay, so हमने 2-3 फीचर्स हमने समझे proverb के इस मीनिंग में कि तो एक short saying होती है. Alright, it's a small and short and crisp saying which is widely used. And it is used to what? To express an obvious truth. मतलब एक obvious truth, एक well known truth है, एक fact है जो सब जानते हैं and उसको express करने के लिए जो proverb है, this saying is widely used. मतलब it is common amongst people. Alright, तो अब हम एग्जाम्पल देखेंगे कि क्या शॉर्ट सेइंग है, इसका वाइड यूज होता है एंड इट इज यूज्ड टू एक्सप्रेस एन ऑब्वियस ट्रूथ. ऑलराइट, alright, so now let's see an example here. Now what does the example say? The example says this is a proverb. This is our proverb. It says, an idle brain is the devil's workshop. This is our proverb. And जो यहाँ पे next line में है, this is the meaning of the proverb. What is the meaning? If you have nothing to do, you likely think of mischief. मतलब an idle brain is the devil's workshop का मतलब ये है कि कोई इंसान खाली बैठा है, if someone has nothing to do, nothing to work upon and nothing to think about, no activity to do, nothing productive to do, then what they will do? They will probably think of some mischief. हम जिसे हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं? खाली दिमाग शैतान का दिमाग. So here similarly in English we say an idle brain is the devil's workshop. Alright, so let's see one of our examples here. It says the kids should be kept busy during the summer break, otherwise an idle brain is devil's workshop. Why are we saying that kids should be kept busy during the summer break? Because you and I, we both know that what happens during summer break, you don't have any school, you don't really have any more activities to do, so you will be sitting idle. And when you're idle and you have nothing to do, nothing productive to do, you would probably think of some mischief. So that's why we say the kids should be kept busy during summer break. कि कुछ ना कुछ तो you should keep the kids busy in something. Why? because otherwise if they have nothing to do and if they're idle, what they will end up doing? They'll end up doing some kind of mischief. So an idle brain is the devil's workshop. All right, इसमें आपने देखा कि एक ये short saying है बहुत, an idle brain is the devil's workshop, right? It's very small as well. And second चीज क्या है? It is widely used, हर जगह applicable भी है. And third is that it is expressing an obvious truth. ये एक well known fact है, ये एक obvious fact है which everyone knows. So all these three, इसमें हमें features दिख रहे हैं proverb के. All right. All right, so here we have another example. Now here is the proverb, the first line. So this is the proverb. This one says, as you sow, so shall you reap. What does this mean? Now इसमें हम proverb करने से पहले एक let's do a sort of revision first. किस चीज की revision? आपको याद है हमने homonyms करे थे. Homonyms क्या थे? Homonyms were the words that sound the same but they have different meanings, right? And different spellings also most of the times. यहाँ पे देखो, you see a homonym so and so. Now this sow is talking about जैसे हम seed sow करते हैं, seed लगाते हैं, पौधा जिसमें से आता है, तो उसको हम sowing the seed कहते हैं. And so this is the conjunction which is talking about कि उसके consequences क्या होंगे. Is connecting the cause and the consequence. So both of these, they are what? Homophones. Alright, now coming back to our example of a proverb, this one says, as you sow, so shall you reap. So the meaning is given here. The meaning says, your actions, good or bad, determine what you get. Which means, आप अच्छे काम करो या फिर आप बुरे काम करो, वही आप डिटरमिन करेगा, उसी के कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस और उसी का जो कर्मा होता है वही आपको मिलेगा eventually. Now let's see an example. Here the example says, you've got entangled in few cases of fraud. That's a result of your illegal get-rich-quick methods. You should have known, as you sow, so shall you reap. Now here they're talking about a person who is now messed up in some cases of fraud. Fraud मतलब illegal काम करना and doing unlawful work. So you've got entangled in few cases of fraud. That's a result of your illegal get rich quick methods. The get rich जो जल्दी पैसा कमाने वाली जो schemes होती है ना, and moreover they are illegal as well. So that it is a result of all that. So you should have known, as you sow, so shall you reap. Because that person used illegal methods and unlawful activities, that is why now he has been involved in few cases of fraud. Right? So what did this person sow? This person sowed bad actions. His actions were bad. तो जो reap क्या हुआ eventually? It was a bad result as well. क्या था कि fraud के cases में that person got entangled. So the conclusion in this proverb is that if you do good, you will get good, and if you do bad, you will end up getting bad as well. It's all about your karma. तो इसमें भी हमने proverb के features क्या देखे कि it is a short saying, right? And second, it is widely used, common proverb है काफी. And third thing, it is an obvious truth. It is a well-known truth कि आप जैसा करोगे वैसा ही आपको मिलेगा. जैसी करनी वैसी भरनी. Right? Let's move on to the next slide. All right, so here we have our next proverb. This one, the proverb says, better late than never. And इसका meaning क्या है? It is better to get something late than get it never. मतलब कि हमें चाहे कुछ लेट मिल रहा हो, चाहे थोड़ा डिले हो जाए हमें वो चीज़ मिलने में या कुछ होने में, पर इट इज़ बेटर, पर वो उससे भी अच्छा है, उससे अच्छा ही है इन कंपैरिजन टू द फैक्ट कि अगर वो हमें मिले ही ना या फिर वो चीज़ हुए ही ना. मतलब better late than never. So it is better to get something that you desire or something to happen that you desire late in comparison to never getting it, to get it never. Alright. For example, here we have an example. This one says, I am sorry I am late to the party, but better late than never, right? कि मतलब at least वो चीज़, what is important here is that whatever you are getting whatever you desire, no matter you're getting it late or not, it is important that you are getting it, so you should be grateful for that. So better late than never. So इसमें भी हमने proverb का क्या हमने proverb के लिए देखा, it is a short saying and it is also widely used and it is an obvious truth. Alright, so यही होता है हमारा proverb. Alright, so now we come to idioms. We've done proverbs, now we come to idioms. So what is an idiom? An idiom is a phrase that has a meaning different from a dictionary definition. अब इसमें idioms में क्या होता है कि जो हमें एक phrase दिया होगा या एक saying दी होगी, that will be उसका जो हम literal meaning, मतलब जो उसका dictionary definition है, that will be different from the meaning जो idiom का हम express करने के लिए use करते हैं. ठीक है, आपको confusing लग रहा होगा, पर हम अभी examples करेंगे तो आपको ये meaning और clarify होगा. Let's see the examples. So here we have the examples of idioms. Now let's read a few idioms. Like the first one is cat caught your tongue. Now here the literal meaning is it is as it is shown in the picture, like the cat actually gets the tongue of the person, but that is not true. Here the meaning is supposed to be, can't you speak? Now when you ask somebody, did the cat get your tongue? You are indirectly asking them, can't you speak? Right? So here the second idiom is snug as a bug in a rug. Now here again you see a literal picture of a bug in a rug. It's snugged as a bug. It is snugged, the bug is snugged in a rug. So this is the literal meaning. However, when we say snug as a bug in a rug, we don't mean the dictionary meaning, we rather mean warm and cozy. Alright. So another one says, go the extra mile. Now here again, this idiom, it doesn't really mean कि suppose 10 mile की race थी and this athlete went another extra mile. It doesn't really mean that when we speak of this idiom. जो इसका literal meaning है, it's not meant of that. Here we mean making an extra effort, which means जैसे आपको कोई काम दिया है, you make an extra effort and you do more than what you are asked for. That's what is called as going the extra mile. मतलब जो आपको काम बोला है या आपको काम करना है वो तो आपने किया ही है, पर आपने और एफर्ट लगा के उसको और अच्छा करने के लिए आपने इसमें और भी मेहनत करी है, अपना एक्स्ट्रा इनपुट्स भी दिए हैं. Alright. Then another idiom, butterflies in my stomach. So here again we are given a literal picture of a girl with an x-ray on her stomach, and that x-ray shows butterflies in her stomach. Now nobody can really literally get butterflies in their stomach. However, this is the literal meaning, but the meaning that we refer to is about feeling nervous. Here we refer to it as feeling nervous and not literally butterflies in the stomach. Alright. Now the other idiom, to go down in flames. You know, something that is going down, burning. And here, that is the literal meaning, but the meaning that we use is to fail spectacularly. Another one, once in a blue moon. This one literally means, you know, कि एक बार जब blue moon हो जाए तब, but the meaning that we refer to is rarely. So idioms में हमने क्या पढ़ा है कि what do the idioms do, जो इनका dictionary definition होता है, मतलब जो literal meaning होता है, that is different from the meanings that we refer to or the meanings for which these idioms are used. Alright. So now let's move on. Alright, so now we are done with proverbs as well and we are done with idioms as well. दोनों के हमने meanings and examples देख लिए हैं. अब जो हम बाकी examples हैं, we will keep on doing with the quiz. So let's start. Alright, so for the quiz, what we will be doing is, now every question you will be given 1 minute. 1 minute means 60 seconds. Why am I giving you 1 minute? Because you see, your question paper of IEO, it has about 50 questions, and so you can imagine that, you know, you get more or less a minute to answer the questions. Now this 1 minute is the maximum that you should be taking for answering the question. Now suppose there could be two, three categories of students. First category is, suppose you answer the question within that 1 minute. So I would request you to fast forward the video and skip right to the answer. You should not be wasting your time. Alright. Now the other students who are not able to answer the question in 1 minute, what you do, you don't skip to the answer. You pause the video and you write down your answer. Alright, it is very important to answer each and every question because there is no negative marking. Here you see, for every incorrect answer, no points, because there is no negative marking in IEO, so it is important that you attempt all the questions. Now for a question of which you are not sure about the answer, now even here and even in the exam, if you are not sure about the answer and you maybe think that B option might be correct or C option might be correct, so you should in that case play your luck and play your mind and make a guess and still give an answer, because it is a win-win situation. Either you will get the marks for that question or you will get a 0, right? But if you don't attempt that question at all, then you are anyway getting a 0 in that, right? So it is good to attempt those questions, and even if you don't know all the answers, try to understand and take a guess. Okay, so this is for every correct answer 10 points. This is just for your own little game where you can try to maintain a notepad. So here you write the name of the chapter and then the question, and then if it is correct you can give yourself 10 points. If it is not correct, you mark it here. So it is important to see these questions, the ones which you mark incorrect. It is important to go back to them later and then see where you did the mistake. Alright, this is just for your reference. For every correct answer you can give yourself 10 points. Alright, now let's start. All right, now we start off with the questions on idioms and proverbs. What we have to do in here is choose the correct option to complete the given idiom or proverb. You're given, say, the half of it, you have to fill in the other part. Let's see. Might is tight or quiet or right or bright. Now here the correct answer is might is right. Might is right. Now this is a proverb which actually means that when people have might, which means when they have a lot of power, they can actually do what they want, and people can't really stop them because of their such strong power and might. When people have a lot of resources and a lot of money, okay, they can actually turn the world around and do whatever they feel like, even bend the rules for themselves, even break their rules, and nobody is really able to stop them. So that's the proverb that might is right. Okay. Okay, now the here the next sentence says, it is hard to live in Rome and dash with the Pope, and fight with the Pope, dance with the Pope, sing with the Pope, or swim with the Pope. Okay, so here the correct answer is, it is hard to live in Rome and fight with the Pope. Now here the proverb, this one, actually means that, if you look at it, that when you live in Rome, you cannot really fight with the Pope. In the sense that now a pope is really powerful in Rome. Okay. So what this proverb is trying to say is, when you go into a person's territory where that person is very powerful, okay, he has a lot of say in that area. So you no, I won't say cannot, but you should not fight with other person who is whose territory it is. All right, because that person has a lot of influence and strength over there. All right, so it is hard to live in Rome and fight with the Pope. Okay, here we have, cut your coat according dash. According to your tailor, according to you, according to your father, or according to your cloth. Here the correct answer is, cut your coat according to your cloth. Now here this proverb, what is it trying to say is that, we should be aware of our capability, or like the financial resources we have, and we should spend accordingly. So we should be, this is advocating for self awareness and moderation in our expenses. Okay. Okay, here the next one says, God's mill grinds slow but dash, but sometimes, but every day, but sure, but every week. Here the correct answer is, God's mill grinds slow but sure. What this proverb is trying to say is that, this is talking about our faith in God, that although his his actions and his lessons and the blessings that he gives, that might be slow, that might be late in that might get late in coming to us, but it will come for sure. Okay, whatever answers we are seeking, they might come late, but they will definitely come. All right. Okay, so here we have the next one. It says diamond cuts dash, diamond cuts plastic, diamond cuts diamond, diamond cuts iron, or diamond cuts copper. Here the correct answer is B. Diamond cuts diamond. Actually, this idiom is sort of like an expression of, okay, tit for tat, in the sense that a person who is like cunning and spiteful, that person can only be tackled by another person who's equally cunning or more. Okay, so that's what we're trying to say when we say diamond cuts diamond. So whatever that person is, whatever the way he's acting with you, should do that in return, because that's when that person will realize their actions. Okay, that's what we mean by diamond cuts diamond. Alright, now the next one says, haste makes dash. Haste makes fast, haste makes benefit, haste makes waste, or haste makes profit. Here the correct answer is haste makes waste. Haste refers to haste refers to hurry, right? So when we hurry in things, and when we say, you should do this quickly, so it actually leads to a wasteful effort. What we are trying to say is that when we try to do things quickly, and we might skip steps and make mistakes. All right, that's why we say slow and steady wins the race. Okay. All right, now here we have, there is no rose without a thorn, without a pot, without a gardener, or without a petal. This is pretty easy. The correct answer is A. There is no rose without a thorn. Now there is no rose without a thorn. This means, now rose actually represents a good situation, and thorn actually represents the bad things or problems that we might have to go through. So whatever you want to achieve and whatever aim you have for that, you always have to go through certain thorns, which means go through certain problems. There is no rose without a thorn. All right. Okay, now here the next one says, make hay while the sun while the sun speaks, heat, sets, or shines. This is pretty easy. Make hay while the sun shines. Now this actually means taking advantage of any opportunity that comes your way. You never know when that opportunity might go away. So whatever situation you have, if it seems advantageous to you, you should take advantage of it and exploit it as per your wishes. Okay, whenever that situation is favorable. All right. Alright, now the next one says his bread is buttered dash on the edge, on both sides, on the one side or on the other side. Now this idiom actually is his bread is buttered on both sides. Now when we say that someone's bread is buttered on both sides, actually means that this person is trying to have two opposite things together. And these things are like contradictory to each other and they're incompatible. Like the most common example for this situation is given like when people, they want money also but they don't want to work for it as well. So they are like, they want bread, bread is buttered on both sides, which means they want money, but money can't really come if you don't work, right? And they don't want to work as well. So they want contradictory things. So we say bread is buttered on both sides. Okay, here this is pretty easy. The grass is always dash on the other side. The grass is always dry or wet or shining or greener. The grass is always greener on the other side. This is because we're trying to say that people are never satisfied with what they have. They always want what the other person has and always jealous of the person in front of them, right? Okay, now next one says pride goes dash. Pride goes before a height. Pride goes after a bride. Sorry, pride goes before a height. Pride goes before a fall. Pride goes after a bride. Pride goes together with bride. Okay, so here the correct answer is pride goes before a fall. Pride goes before a fall. This proverb is referred to in a situation when we say like when a person has a lot of pride, thinks too much of himself, and thinks that person thinks one is very self-important. Then a fall comes that makes that person look really foolish, and every his self-awareness then comes. So pride usually goes away before a fall. So whenever that something happens which makes them look foolish, then their pride goes away. Okay. Okay, now next. A rolling stone dash. Rolling stone gathers no sauce, goes to the right bird, or gathers no moss, or falls in the well. Here the correct answer is a rolling stone, C, gathers no moss. Actually, this is referred in a situation. This is a proverb which is, referred in a situation where suppose a person who does not really stay in one place, keeps moving and doesn't stick to one thing, isn't really committed. So that person is not able to acquire any wealth or say commitments. So that's when we say a rolling stone gathers no moss, is unable to acquire wealth or status. All right. Okay, here we have match the given idiom or proverb with the most appropriate meaning. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. The options are A. If you do not have a heart, you will still love someone. B. When you are away from someone you love him or her even more. Or C. You are absent only when he or she is in love. Now here the correct answer is B. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Now from these proverbs, idioms, you can actually figure out the meaning. This one says, when they're absent, makes the heart grow fonder. So when you're away from someone, you love him or her even more because you start missing them and you think about your good moments together, etc. Alright, so the correct answer is B. Alright, the next one says, a flower blooms more than once. Here, the options are, if you miss an occasion, you can avail it at another time. Or B, who says that flowers only bloom once. Or C, an occasion that is missed will not come again. Okay, so here it says a flower blooms more than once. So even if you don't know the exact meaning, you can figure it out that A, if you miss an occasion, you can avail it at another time. Because here, what is it saying? A flower blooms more than once. Okay. Alright, now next. Beauty is only skin deep. Options are beauty is only on the skin, a person's character is more important than his appearance, or only a person with a beautiful skin is beautiful. Now here, beauty is only skin deep. So here what we're trying to say is a person's character is more important than his or her appearance. Alright. Okay, the next one says, don't count your chickens before they are hatched. A. Counting your chickens while they are still in their eggs is a bad omen. B. You must not be too confident that something will be successful. Or C. Being confident about your success is the right thing to do. Or D. None of these. Okay, so here when we are saying that don't count your chickens before they are hatched, what we are trying to say is you must not be too confident that something will be successful. You must not be too confident about it. Be humble and be patient, right? So like here, when you have these eggs and chickens are about to come out of them, so you shouldn't really count your chickens before they are hatched because something might happen, any externality might occur as well. All right. Okay, next we have in times of prosperity, friends are plentiful. You have many friends when you have no difficulties. B, you should only make friends with people who are prosperous. C, having several friends makes you prosperous. D, none of these. So here it says in times of prosperity, friends are plentiful. Means A, you have many friends when you have no difficulties. When you are happy and you're prosperous and you have all the resources, then you might have many friends. But the real test of a friend is who comes to your rescue or who helps you out, who supports you when you are in a difficulty. All right. Okay, now next, let bygones be bygones. Options: never forgive past quarrels, never forget past quarrels, you should never remember the past, or let's forgive and forget past quarrels. Here we're saying let bygones be bygones, which means whatever has happened in the past, let it be like that. So the answer is let's forgive and forget past quarrels. Okay. Okay, so here we have necessity is the mother of invention. The options are mothers are the greatest inventors. B. You cannot be an inventor as well as a mother. C. Inventors are also mothers. D. The need for something forces people to find a way of obtaining it. Here we are saying necessity is the mother of invention. The meaning is D. The need for something forces people to find a way of obtaining it, which means whenever inventions occur, they source out of a necessity. People need something, right? They require something. There's the necessity for something that actually leads them to another invention. Okay. Okay, here we have opportunity seldom knocks twice. A. Don't miss opportunities that come along. B. Sometimes opportunities knock more than once. Or C. Those who miss opportunities are always successful. Or D. None of these. Now here the correct answer is A. Don't miss opportunities that come along. Because here we say opportunity seldom knocks twice, which means rarely does it knock twice. Rarely does it come another time. Now this is like a contradiction to one of the proverb also we did um, earlier. It said, what did it say? A flower blooms twice, something like that. So that's when we said, flower blooms twice, but here we are saying opportunity seldom knocks twice. Now these are actually different proverbs which may be contradictory to each other. They have different meanings, but it all depends on you which proverb you have to use at what time. So there are all kinds of proverbs contradictory to each other and even similar to each other. Okay, so here we say don't make opportunities that come along. So it is similar to one which we did, which was make hay while the sun shines, right? But it is opposite to another one which we did was that flower one. That flower blooms twice, something like that. Okay. All right, now here we have the last questions. These are the hot questions. This one, again, we have to fill in the given idiom or proverb. This one says, paddle your dash, paddle your, or paddle your only boat, paddle your other ship, paddle your own canoe, or paddle your own kayak. Here it says paddle your own canoe. This is the correct one. This one actually means that you should focus on being independent and not really be dependent on anybody else. And paddling your own canoe is actually referring to minding your own business, being independent and self-sufficient. All right. Okay, now next one we have familiarity breeds dash. The options are friends, contempt, condemn, or foes. Here the correct answer is B. Familiarity breeds contempt. Now actually familiarity breeds contempt. This is quite deep. What it is trying to say is, familiarity. When you know someone too close, when you have extensive knowledge about someone, you have this close association and you know everything about them, then sometimes it may actually lead to contempt. In the sense, it may lead to loss of respect for them because you know all their good and bad things. So you might start, losing respect for them. All right, now the next one says touch, pitch and be dash. Touch, pitch and be defiled, touch, pitch and be alarmed, touch, pitch and be alert, touch, pitch and be filed. So here the answer is touch, pitch and be defiled. Here what we're trying to say is touch pitch. Touch pitch is referring to the act of, maintaining contact with bad company. And so when you get involved in bad company and start engaging in bad activities with them, then you will be defiled. Defiled in the sense your appearance will also be spoiled and your image will also get bad, your reputation will get bad. Okay, so touch, pitch and be defiled. Right. So with this we finish off with our questions on idioms and proverbs. I personally really like this topic, and because every proverb, every idiom gives you certain new insight and gives you a lesson in some way, and also adds on, gives so much of value addition to your vocabulary. I mean, whatever idioms and proverbs we have done, if you write them on a paper and just even if these don't come in the final IU question paper, you just use them in your conversations and your writing skills. It is going to be a great value addition for your for your English in general. Okay, so I really hope that you're going to use all of them, and in fact you should. This is the time where you can add on to your vocabulary a lot. This is the time where you have time to do this. Okay, so please focus on that. So that's all for these questions on idioms and proverbs.
So that's all for our class on idioms and proverbs. I hope you have found a few of them which were, which would be useful for you. Just if you don't use them in your conversation, then this class would have been a waste. It's very important that you add these on to your vocabulary and you use them in your conversations. So I will see you the next time. Thank you for watching.